Hey guys, it's Carter. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Now in today's video, we are going to be talking about how to buy your first stock. We're going to talk about tips and tricks and things I wish I would have done when I started investing at 18. So I would have a lot more money now. I'd be a lot more farther along. So we're going to show you guys this. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure you guys like, follow, and if you want to learn more about trading, investing, make sure you guys smash that like and subscribe button. Do it right now and let's dive into this. Before we talk about how to buy a stock, we need to fully understand what a stock is. In simple terms, stocks just represent a ownership inside a company. When you buy one share of Coca-Cola, you're actually a partial owner of that company. You're a very, very small owner of that company, but the great thing about it is as Coca-Cola grows and becomes more valuable and makes more money, that share price will continue to go up because the company's worth more. But on the flip side, if you buy Coca-Cola and they start selling off and they don't start doing well and maybe they go out of business, you can lose that investment. So in simple terms, stocks are just ownerships inside a company. Now, when a company makes so much money, they can actually pay you on top of that. This is called a dividend. A dividend is so incredibly awesome for investors because it's free cash that a company actually gives you, and plus the appreciation of the stock. So imagine this, you buy Coca-Cola for $10, now it's worth $15 and they're paying you every single quarter to hold it. It's kind of like an infinite money glitch, but there is still a lot of risk involved. Now, there's other investments out there other than stocks. One of the more common ones that I would recommend is something called a ETF. This is an exchange traded fund. I know it sounds confusing, but essentially what it is it's a pool of companies. Why I love investing into this is because you get diversification of a bunch of companies. You can be very tech heavy in an ETF. You can invest into commodities in an ETF. You can invest into whatever you want. There's even ETFs that track social media posts where it pretty much buys the most talked about stocks. And actually the ETF performs very, very well. But overall, ETFs are way less risky just because you're invested into more companies. Think of this. If you buy one stock and you buy one ETF, that one stock could be in that ETF, but if that stock value goes down, the ETF value can continue to still go up because it's outweighed by other investments in it and other companies in it. So overall, if you're a beginner, here's what I would do. Right off the get-go, in order to buy a stock, you need a stockbroker. A stockbroker nowadays is all done online. I'm sure you've heard of companies like Robinhood, Fidelity, Charles Schwab. These are all great brokers. The biggest thing is finding a broker that meets your needs because some brokers are going to be more into long-term investors or trading or whatever you want to do. Honestly, starting out, I would recommend Robinhood, and I'll put a link to them down below where you guys can actually sign up and get a couple of free dollars to invest. But why I like Robinhood is because it is very, very, very easy. You can open up an account today and literally start investing tomorrow. They make it very simple, but almost too simple where you can put in too much money and try to trade where it gets a little more complex. But if you're just going to invest for fun or long-term investing, Robinhood's going to be very good. But if you're looking to get more into trading, I would recommend a company like Moomoo, and I'll put a link to them down below where they have more advanced charting tools and scanners and all that good stuff. But if you're just trying to buy your first stock, stick with Robinhood because you can also buy fraction shares. So if you don't have hundreds of dollars for one stock, you can buy as little as $1 of it, which is awesome. After you guys open up your Robinhood account, or maybe you're already starting to go through the application, there's a variety of different accounts ranging from a standard broker's account to IRAs. IRAs are tax incentivized retirement accounts. Now, these are great for long-term investing. If you're looking to invest for retirement, do a Roth IRA or traditional IRA. Roth, you're not going to pay taxes when you retire. Traditional, you're going to get that tax benefit right now. So You're also going to see a standard broker's account, which is one that I would just recommend starting out right now. IRAs, retirement, standard broker's account. Right now, it's almost kind of like a way to have access to your money a lot quicker, because with the IRAs, there's different penalties and you have to wait, for certain ages before you can put more money in and pull money out. Honestly, stick with the traditional, and then as you become more confident and know what you're doing, get to that IRA. So after you guys sign up with that, now the fun part. What do I buy? So there's thousands of different stocks. Now, what I would recommend doing if you're just starting out is keep it simple and build a base of ETFs. You're going to try to build that pyramid. So on the bottom, you're going to have ETFs like VOO, which is just the Vanguard S&P 500. It's essentially the top 500 companies in the United States. You also could throw in SCHD, which is just a Charles Schwab dividend ETF. Tracks the best paying dividend companies. QQQ, NASDAQ, those three you're going to be solid with. Now, as you start going up the pyramid, you're going to start noticing more individual companies. So now here on the next tier, we could invest into companies like NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, companies you and I know of, probably see on the day to day. These are companies that have good balance sheets, that have good earnings, good fundamentals, good revenues, all that stuff. Still carry a little bit of risk, but not as much risk as like the up and coming stocks. So after this, as we start working up our way on that pyramid, the next tier is going to be those little bit more riskier companies. So now you're going to be looking at maybe some quantum stocks, some quantum ETFs, possibly up and coming, industries you guys want to invest in. Then as you start working up, you're going to go high growth. These are companies that you can be risky with. Now, here's the catch. As you start going up, you need to invest less into them. So imagine this, you have $100 to invest. What I would recommend doing is investing $50 into those ETFs on the bottom, 20% into blue chip stocks, another 20% into a little bit more risky companies, and then the remainder in those growth stocks. It's always important to keep a little bit of cash, maybe 2 or 3% on the side, just in case the stock market sells off. You have some money to invest. Now, this is so incredibly important to build a base of this, because you want to have diversification, dividends, and you don't want to be just narrowed in on one industry or one company. When I started, I was very, very into the EVs and technology, which did pay off because I did get in Tesla and NVIDIA pretty early. But I also lost a lot of money on companies like NIO, Plug Power, and even Nikola Motors. Those companies, made me lose a lot of money, but I did get lucky with Tesla and NVIDIA. But looking back, I wish I would have done more research on them, and overall, not have gone so heavy on those high risk stocks, because the majority of them did not pay off. Now, as you go and you find that company or ETF you want to invest into, when you click buy, there's two different types of ways you can buy stocks, especially on Robinhood. The first way is buying individual shares, which is great if you have that money in there. Another way is using fraction shares, where you guys can invest with as little as $1. Now, as you see, there's different order types like market order and limit order. The main difference between the two is market order is going to be the fastest available price. So often you're not going to be able to pick and choose where you buy the stock. It's just going to be a general idea in a window. Now, a limit order is essentially the max amount of money you're willing to pay for that stock. So both are good if you're trying to get in on a stock very quick. Market order is the way to go. But if you're trying to be very, very picky on when and where you buy that stock, a limit order will work just fine. Now, as you continue to invest over the up and coming weeks, months, and years, here are some tips and tricks. The first thing, make sure you guys sign up with DRIP, which is dividend reinvesting. All the dividends you get starting out, you're not going to need 20, 30 cents of VOO. You're not. Take that money, reinvest it. There's dividend reinvesting automatically with brokers, so you don't have to manually buy those shares. They can do it all automated where you don't even think about it, and that money's not even directed into your account. So make sure you guys have that checked off. I'll put a little photo of how it would look with Robinhood. But overall, guys, the biggest thing about investing is to start. Whether you're 100 years old or you're 10 years old, start investing today. The best time to invest is right now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.